Okay, so today we're going to be doing some sort of color studies or composition sketches. I do them relatively small. I'll be doing 2 on this canvas. Usually I'll just do it on a piece of scrap canvas and sort of tape it or staple it to a board. Or you could stretch a canvas. And this is to sort of play around with the composition, experiment with what colors you want to be using, and just how you want to sort of set up the pose in terms of gesture and rhythms within the painting. And yeah, it's helpful to do this before starting the big one because you can't really sort of explore the idea until it's on the canvas with paint, and you can make sort of changes before starting the big one. But I'll be honest, I make a lot of changes during the process of me painting the big one as well. I think it's important not to be sort of too cautious with making changes, because if they're necessary in order to make a better painting, I think you should make them. But if you can make those realizations before starting the big one in the color study, that's good. But just don't be afraid to make changes when needed. So sometimes when you're doing a painting, you'll have a super specific color scheme in mind, or sometimes you just have a sort of pose or a model in mind. And so today I had Emily bring in a handful of dresses and shirts and cardigans that her granny knitted. and also a variety of colors for the background. And so we're just gonna sort of set it up and see what looks best. Okay, so I guess just sit up there. I'm standing back in my sight spot that I'm going to be observing from. Okay, so yeah, the colors and the background of the clothes, that'll come later. For now, I'm gonna set up her face. So if your eyes are looking at me, let's try your face turning this way. Okay, and do profile. Nice, profile is quite interesting. And then look back at, yeah, perfect. Keep doing that. Just all the way to the, yeah. Okay, stop. Look at me. And then turn your face a bit this way. Okay. And then do profile. Yeah. That's quite nice. Getting some nice highlights. And then have your eyes go towards me. Turn your face a bit. Turn a little bit more that way. Yeah. Okay. So that's an option that I might explore, maybe for the first one or maybe the second one, and then go more to profile this way, all the way. Yeah. More. Okay. And then go profile the other direction. Perfect. Okay. So I think the light's more interesting when she's facing away from the window. So if you turn again, yeah, okay. That's really nice. Her cast shadow creates a nice dark shape that sort of creates a really atmospheric quality between the shadows of her face, but then also sort of brings out the light. Backgrounds. Yeah. Ooh, I love the arms up too. It's very cool. And okay, now I'm gonna try a few of the clothes that we got out. See what they look like in terms of color. Yeah. Let's see. Your arm's getting tired?
No, this is fun.
I think that's quite nice. Okay. So, yeah, just drop the background. Yeah, I think that, and then put it up again. Okay. Turn your face a bit towards you. Okay. And then let's try. Oops. Let's try that.
Is that kind of?
Yeah, good. Okay. That's kind of interesting. It's a bit cool. So I'm gonna try this background for the first one. I'm gonna tape it. Nice. Yeah. Could we try putting your hair in like a bun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. It's really nice. Or actually tuck that behind your, yeah. And then turn just slightly towards me, yeah. And tilt your head a bit, yeah, brilliant. Which way do I want your shoulders? Try turning your shoulders this way. Yeah, yeah. And then bringing your face just a little bit towards me, and then chin down still, yeah. And your eyes looking a little bit more in that direction. Yeah, this is a really nice value relation going on. There's a subtle contrast between the dark left side of her face and the background, and then there's a nice dark contrast between the background and her light on her sort of skin and neck. But then there's these also even like nicer darker accents in the hair behind her ear, and really nice highlights on the nose and eyebrow. I don't mind the blue. I do love a brown painting. So there's that. That's obviously quite a close collar, huh? Ooh, I do like those colors. I think we'll just have to try that on, but maybe let's try to see what the white looks like as well. Yeah, we're gonna have to try that on.
This one.
Yeah. This is really sweet. I like this. Sometimes I'll just get like a bit of paper towel and try and see what it looks like in the color. To have like an accent of white, it sort of like brings you up to the face. And it's a little bit weird. Sometimes it's just exactly what you need. You want, you don't want your painting to be super flat, yeah, so you get the whole range of values. So get some really nice darks in there and some really nice lights, and there'll be a lot of depth. One in your ear, we're looking for.
I take this out.
So get in the pose. Yeah, that's nice. Let me play around with the scarf. Scarf is beautiful, but I kind of like her elegant neck. Yeah, so we're gonna get rid of the scarf. Okay. And then, yes, well, let's actually put the pearl earring in.
The dangly one? This one?
Let's try the dangly one. Okay. Nice. And then, like I said, a little bit of white is nice because it just gives the full range of values in the painting. So let's see how that looks. Really sort of like brings us around her neck and like up into her face, which is nice. Got my turpentine in my medium cups. I'm gonna pour some medium in there as well. And since I'm gonna be doing a smaller than life painting, little sketch, you can see that the canvas is like much closer to my viewing point and farther away from the model. And so I'm still doing sight size, having the 1-to-1 comparison between the model and my painting. So it's important to remember when you're setting up a portrait, head and shoulders, that, because as of right now my painting sort of ends here, and I just don't want there to be these sort of like arms being cut off. And so if there's a way to find a bit of gesture that sort of like sweeps across, that can be done by sort of getting a pillow or some fabrics, the background, and if she just leans, let's see. Yeah. That looks good. Could you put your elbow like in more? Is that possible? And then so what I'm probably gonna have to do, and hopefully Emily doesn't get too hot, but I'm gonna sort of have her drape these around her arms.
Just get rid of them.
As like a sort of shawl to add some more like rhythm, and then, yeah, here. Yeah, so we're just gonna, this is just a little sketchy sketch. So I'm gonna go ahead Make sure my canvas is in the right spot. The top of it is lining up just a few inches above. The bottom is just above her arms. So there. And then, Emily, if you turn a bit towards this way, a little bit more. Yeah, that's great. Okay, and I am not going to be taking really any more measurements than that, top and bottom of the head, because this is a poster. There's a little composition sketch. So okay, now that I have a sort of like envelope of the big shapes, I'm going to go ahead and do the background. Probably shouldn't be. And as you can see, this painting has a like an imprimatur on it, so that is gonna provide like a nice like middle ground for me. And it's like gonna be sort of like the values of the light of her skin, not the highlights, but the light. And so that's going to be nice because that means I can paint the darks and the highlights sort of into it. But you could go a little on the darker side so that it's like almost the halftones in the light rather than the light. So I'm just mixing up a sort of pile of paint with my brush. And I'm not sure how accurate this will be, but just gotta place it down to see what sort of changes I need to make. A little dark. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead, get another brush. Okay, I have another brush. I'm using big brushes because I'm not doing the details. I'm just getting sort of big shapes and big value color areas. So for the shirt, I'm just getting lead white, yellow ochre, vermilion, and black. It's quite a reddish brown. Very warm. A little lighter, a little warmer. Okay, so it's really flat right now. It's all right, because what I'm gonna do is to the hair. You always want to be painting what's furthest off from nature. So right now, I have the Manifattura, and it's like not too far off from the shawl going across her arms, and it's also not too far from the light shape of her skin. So that's why I did the background, the shirt, and now I'm going to be doing the hair, because the hair is much darker. And I'm basically just thinking in values, not so much colors. Now, I feel the need to establish some more darks in the background. So, and I'm going to get a little smaller of a brush. And get some medium on it. And I'm going to be painting the light for skin. So I'm getting flake white, yellow ochre, and vermilion. It's a very warm skin in this light. I think the warm sort of green brings that out, which is nice. And it's going to get a little bit darker and a little bit more yellow. Now would be not a bad time to just put in some simple features. Again, I'm really not being that fussed. I haven't measured. I'm just remembering that the purpose of this is to sort of just see some shapes and colors. Okay, so again, it's about value relations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some nice accents in the background. So there's this, there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get that white in the collar. Got some medium, got a small brush, lots of white. I'm gonna go ahead and plop it in there. Okay, now I can see I need some accents on the shirt as well. So, dark accents. Give her a bit more depth. So, nice warm, dark accent on that left collar. And then just gonna go ahead, put an armpit in there. And then we really need, it's probably gonna be a combination of like this shoulder getting lighter, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the background darker first. So some blue, some black, bit of yellow, some red, maybe a bit more. Okay. And I'm squinting. Always. I'm quite a wrinkly person because of it, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and, I mean, I could really stop at any point here, but we'll just see. Because I can already see like how the value relations are working between background, shadow, dark bit of the background with a darker bit of the hair. I mean, there's just a lot of really nice like lost and found edges. And that comes with getting the right background, but also having, you know, there's a bit of variety in my background. It's kind of it's not just flat, so that does help. We also have our cast shadow. So this is more than sufficient enough for a composition sketch. But I have a model sitting here for me, and I'm quite interested in this composition, so I'm gonna explore it a little bit more. And I guess now that I'm thinking about it, one of the good things about doing a sketch is that you can see the variety of sort of poses that sort of naturally appear when you maybe take a break, and the model gets sort of readjusted into the pose. And so, you know, you could get the study done really quick, but it might be good to explore it a little bit longer so you can see that variety. And it might be better, might be worse. Just gotta check it out. See, and this is where you start to lose like the initial kind of impression, where it's really simple, really fresh. And the whole point of the study is that you can kind of have a note of that. The first like really like simple impression that you made. So that you can look back on it while you're doing your, you know, big project. So do not get carried away like I currently am. Very good. Did what I needed. Cool. That is my poster study, composition study, color study. Give me an idea of what the painting will look like. And now I'm gonna sort of set up another one and see what I think about that.